Don't let these people trick you, bro. Do not let these people play with your mind. Don't let these people play with your spirit. Don't let these people play with your intuition. You feel it just like I feel it, just like he feel it, just like she feel it. There's a shift happening in real time. And before I even get to the breakdown, I want to explain something very simple for some of y'all. Okay? On the plantation, when it came to Negro spirituals, you feel me? This was how we used to speak to each other in code through the harmony of Negro spirituals. The slave master knew after the revolts that took place of Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, etc. They knew that they had to understand what we were saying to each other. They knew there's an internal fear of them not understanding what we're saying and what we're saying to each other. Why do you think there's an obsession with what we do? If you have built your entire empire on murdering, enslaving, okay, misplacing, then you are going to have the fear that that might happen to you. And because their fear of the karma that could come with slavery, right? They have to keep tabs on us and keep us near them at all times. So when you hear people say, well, if there's a shift, explain it to me. That ain't no different. It's people who don't understand it, who feel like they have to understand it or they feel uncomfortable. So what they would rather do is convince you that it's not real. What they would rather do is convince the people that's on their side that what we're seeing and feeling is not real. What does that sound like to you? I want you to tell me. It's a whole bunch of shit that just came to your mind. They want you to believe the reality that you are experiencing is not real. They want you to believe that if you can't see it, then it's not there. What does that sound like to you? This has been a fight for eons. Eons. And it's no different now. Okay? What we are witnessing in hip hop is the shift from consumerism to the art form. Now, some people are going to be smart asses and act like their brains don't work and can't comprehend nuance. So let's break this down. Okay? Yes, Kendrick Lamar is making money. Yes, the clipse are making money. Yes, Ty the Creator and all the other people, and they're making money. Of course, we live in America. The point is, the art form got to the point where it was only about consuming it, not taking anything away from it, but really being a parasite and just consuming it, eating it, with nothing coming with it. No knowledge, no game, no nothing. The casual listener that's been built through the pop rap guys, right? Those people are now paying attention to those who actually work with the art form. They actually respect the art form and the rules of the culture. That's what's going on here. They don't want you to, they don't care what you believe, right? They have to convince that side that it's not happening. A lot of people think they stepped on Pusha T. Let's really talk about it. A lot of people think they stepped on Pusha T album because of vengeance and boom, boom. And that probably played a role. It probably does. They stepped on the album so their audience didn't hear it. They were hoping that their audience doesn't catch on to it. They're hoping that the people that have been created by this manufactured sense of rap do not hear Let God Sort Them Out. Why? Because it will put them niggas out of business. People would realize that they want real, raw, authentic music that at least come with some level of connection, some level of love, some level of game. Okay? Because when you start treating the consumer like it's just a consumer and not somebody that you're sharing with, that's how you get hip hop to where it is today. It's supposed to be a mutual relationship. You feel me? Me, the artist, you, the consumer, us creating together. Meaning, I give you value for the value you're giving me. But how am I supposed to give you value for the value you're giving right? When all I'm giving you is crap, bullshit, no life lessons, no knowledge, no information. I'm just telling you about how I'm rich and how I got all this money and how I'm doing all this dope shit. Dope shit. Because these niggas be looking unhappy. But if you are not able to recognize that a shift is happening in hip hop, if they can make sure that you don't recognize that, look, watch this. The universe works mentally, does it not? If the universe works mentally, what does that mean? What if you were in power and you knew the universe works mentally, what would you do? Would you focus on stopping people physically? No, because sometimes you can't do that. You have to control people mentally, which means you have to control people's perception. If you can control people's perception, then you can control everything. That's why they don't want you to believe there's a shift going on, right? If you understand that the shit is going on and we collectively understand that the shit is going on, we're in a brand new world. Because music being probably the highest frequency and the lowest frequency you can use. If the frequency changes, if people care about what they're producing, if people are talking about things that really matter, that put them niggas out of business, and a lot of shit start to get put out of business. And that's a whole different conversation that niggas do not want to have. That's a whole different conversation that maybe we got to save for later. If the music changes, the world changes. On this level, they believe if the music, listen, if Drake is on top of the game and all I have to do is create a Drake album to get hotter, boom, 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 right? That makes it accessible for everybody. If Kendrick Lamar is at the top of the game, that means the standard changes. Now, you have to at least put intention, effort, value into your art for people to consume it as much as they would have consumed it previously. Okay? What people don't understand is when you get the clipse of the world doing what they're doing and they outsell Lil Wayne. Not even just outselling it because they did whatever they could to get in front of that album. But everybody is still talking about Let God Sort Him Out. Jack Boys 2 dropped. Niggas not talking about the album. They're talking about how much it sold. Let God Sort Him Out. You seeing breakdowns. You seeing all types of crazy shit on this album. From the production to the rhyme patterns to the flows. Boom, 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 boom. This is the advancement or the restructure of the mind. You got to use your brain again. What you think is better for the people in power? For motherfuckers using their brains or people not using their brains? Take a guess. So if I give you a bunch of mindless bullshit, are you using your brain? No, you're vibing. And there's a place for all that. There's a place for the vibe music. All these albums for the niggas we talking about got that. Clipse got shit on that album that's just for the, you get this kick in it. GNX got shit on there like that too. So does Chromacopia, and it's a whole lot of albums that's coming out that got that, right? What they want you to think is that this side only got this like super hippity hoppity shit and this side's about the party. No, the hippity hoppity shit is the party. The shit y'all doing is only the party. The partying, the DJing, the dancing is the element of hip hop. That's an element of hip hop. But when you take that and isolate it, it looks like something else. Why do you think some of these pop songs are using rap methods to get the verses off? You hear a lot of pop songs that kind of sound like, he kind of rapping a little bit. But it's not hip hop. If they want to keep you mindless, they have to give you mindless music. I got chains and whips in the background because how many times do you got to watch this video to really perceive and understand what's going on? We living in a world where they want to remove the history from the textbooks, right? So how do you continue to teach the people that will be affected the most? Through the music. If hip hop is not something that you can express freely in, how are you able to teach? This is why Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T, and Art, they keep talking about censorship. Because they were trying to censor hip hop into its grave and give birth to this whole other shit. You see what I'm saying? It's not that complicated to really understand. But they want to argue with you. They're not asking questions to understand what you mean. They're asking questions because they're trying to get their point across. This is about keeping that side of music alive. And if you're not able to perceive that, it's going to be easy to fuck you over. After Clipse sell out Lil Wayne, after Clipse is clearly the more critically acclaimed album, Jack Boys 2, everybody's shitting on Jack Boys 2 and giving high praise to let God sort them out. The new narrative is there is no shift. We've been talking about this shit for a fucking year. Where the fuck y'all been at? Nobody had nothing to motherfucking say. We've been talking about this shit for a year. Nobody had nothing to say. But now that you are starting to witness what's going on, now you got to keep control of the narrative, right? Now there is no shift. Before, the shift wasn't strong enough to recognize until you seen the results of what happened after that battle. You about to see a whole lot of motherfucking these guys try to spin narratives and try to create stories and lines for the people on that side to run with. And that's cute. The problem is, the universe doesn't agree. So no matter how much you try, you can't stop this shit. Didn't we say that when y'all tried to stop the Pusha T album with Jack Boys 2 and Justin Bieber and all this different shit? Didn't we say that? And now look, you can't stop it. There's nothing you can do. You can make 150 videos, 150 tweets, 150 about how there is no shift. The universe disagrees. The universe disagrees. And that's y'all motherfucking problem. That's been y'all problem for eons. Is that you think you bigger and badder than the universe. You think you bigger and badder than God. You not. The shift is here. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're not supposed to. If you do understand what I'm talking about, welcome. Okay? People want authenticity. People want to feel connection. People want to have a reason to go hug their mom, like The Birds Don't Sing. The intro on the album. How many people do you think the clips help mend relationships with their parents? How many people gave their parents a call? How many people I'm taking my mom shopping this week. That's what music's supposed to do, nigga. And I don't give a fuck about no nigga with a soccer profile trying to talk about what I'm talking about, because you could never understand this shit. That's why you want in on it so bad. That's why you want to know what we talking about so fast. Oh yeah? Give me an example then. Show me the proof. Niggas is the catchers. It's the same thing the slave master wanted. I gotta know what they talking about in them Negro spirituals. I gotta know what they talking about in them Negro spirituals. This ain't for everybody, bro. This conversation not for everybody, and that's okay. But for the people who know, you're not alone. Yes, I feel what you feel. Yes, you feel what I feel. Yes, we feel it. Nigga, this ain't just in hip hop. This is a worldwide shift. This is a shift happening in the world. You're watching it everywhere you look. I did a video. Hold on. Stay put. Stay put, y'all. Stay put, y'all. Hold on. No, wrong thing. Stay put, y'all. Let's get to this. I'm about to show y'all a video I made last year. Last year about this exact shift. Fuck is you talking about? Where we at with it? Hold on. I think it's right here. Damn. Where is this video at? Now I gotta find it. Hold on. It was one of the first video. Oh, I think it's kind of down here. I think it's this one.
Rapping about girls do that. That's what you're good at. Like, don't come, because you know, boys, it's only natural.
Frustration from desperation. Look, 1 year ago, I didn't need to, you know what I'm saying? 1 year ago, okay? I didn't need to see what was gonna happen. I knew what was gonna happen because I knew there was a shift coming. And I knew this was one of the catalysts. Necessarily as successful as you are, but it's getting more respect and accolade than when real time is realizing Drake. He knows that. And I think most Drake fans are starting to realize this too. But Drake been talking about he got this bomb that everybody's waiting on, and I'm telling you right now, this is before Family Matters drop. If that does not come from an authentic place, if Drake is still channeling from frustration, from desperation, and he's not channeling from anywhere else but his creativity and his authenticity, it's gonna backfire. Because Kendrick is gonna respond with something that's real. And people are gonna feel that. Everywhere you look, the main things at the top are falling down. Everywhere you look. Even in entertainment, in the world, in war, everywhere you look. If you've been on top for a certain amount of time, you are coming down. There's a change all around the world. This does not exclude Drake. We're going to keep talking about this. I'm going to dive into some of Kendrick's bars. I showed y'all the worldwide currency, country fallout. Like, this is not just about hip hop, nigga. You are watching, hip hop is just a presentation of the what's going to happen in the world. And if you're able to understand that, if you dig deep and release, look at what Kendrick Lamar did with Mr. Morale. If you dig deep and release, if you dig deep and let go of the things that have been holding you back, if you dig deep and find the things that have been slowing you down, that make you think that you're insignificant, or that you don't matter, or that people don't love you, boom, boom. If you're able to release these things and get back into that childlike, authentic version of you, you will thrive in this new era. If you're still holding on to shit that's slowing you down, boom, 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 you are going to remain stagnant, or you gotta let it go. The universe, the frequency of the universe is rising. And in order for you to rise, what do you have to do? Release weight. These goofies talking about there is no shift happening, nigga. This conversation is not, you're not there yet. And I hope with all my heart, from my compassion, that you will get there. You got to do the work. But if you can't feel the shift happening, if you can't see what's going on, you might not be awake. You are witnessing the early stages of a worldwide shift in this hip hop shit, nigga. And hip hop is going to show you, because now we getting music. If this keeps going the way it's going, niggas drop. Listen, the music is going to sound way different than it has in forever. I hope you watching that agrees with me, that sees where I'm coming from, that's learned something today, or whatever. Even if you feel differently, but you still open. I hope you understand that you are witnessing an amazing time that's rare in the world history. You feel me? They gonna find a way to clip this up and say boom, boom, boom. That's what they supposed to do, nigga. Niggas wonder why I don't be tripping. What motherfuckers is sending all these messages on TikTok and Twitter and talking crazy under my tweets, and nigga, that's what you supposed to do, nigga. You supposed to do that. You supposed to do that. I'm standing on the side that the shift is going to. I represent that side. It's a lot of people, that's watching this that represent that feel that. And your intuition is telling you all of this. You knew all of this too. Maybe you didn't say it, but you knew. You've been talking about this shit before all these albums came out. You know what's going on. You know it's game time. You know it's time to sit down, do the work, go within, and release so that you can thrive. Just like Kendrick Lamar did on Mr. Morale. Just like the Clipse just did with The Birds Don't Sing, releasing the death of their mother, releasing the shame and the guilt through the music. You don't think it's ironic that all of a sudden Kendrick Lamar is receiving all of this after talking about femininity, which is what you need to tap into and able to in order to kick back and receive? You don't think it's ironic he earning like this? That Pusha T earning like this? That media is shifting? You seeing new faces? You don't think you think that's a coincidence, nigga? You better release all that shit and I bet you won't think it's a motherfucking coincidence. You feel me? Trust your gut, trust your intuition, because you're right. Everything is heightened. There's never been a greater opportunity to be authentic. There's never been a greater opportunity to be you. Do not let these niggas trick you. Do not let these niggas play with you and play with your intuition and your subconscious. You know what the fuck you talking about, nigga. The new world is on the way. It's working. People's hearts are opening up again. People are realizing that they've been treated wrong this whole time. People are loving themselves again. People are taking chances again, taking risks, going for their fucking dreams. And we get to see these things all over the place. Examples in order to inspire us to keep going. To keep looking to make a difference and make a change, man. Do not let these niggas trick you. There is a shift, and it's happening, and will continue to happen. Okay? Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna just start getting on here doing more rants like this, bro, because, you know, it's a lot more. Listen, it's a lot we gotta start talking about. It's a lot we gotta start talking about. It's a lot that we can do as a community to start healing. And that's first respecting ourselves and fighting for this motherfucking art form that we got here. Not just for us, but for the rest of the world. Because you know, if the rest of the world heard real, authentic hip-hop, the world would fucking change. And you know that. The realities of the Black American, but the cautionary tales as well. Not just the glorification, nigga. Both. And who better to show you what compassion and empathy is like than people who had to grow up in broken homes with mentally ill parents and murderers and all types of shit. When you gotta learn early on, they're human. That's a different level of compassion. That's a different level of empathy. Struggle, hardship. You learn a lot. It can harden you, but you understand. If the music has that compassion and the music has that empathy, we encourage the children to do that. Imagine being 7 years old and the first time you 7 years old and you a fan of Kendrick Lamar after the Super Bowl or something, and you hear "Man at the Garden." Imagine hearing that. Imagine rapping that to yourself, not even understanding that it's affirmation. But imagine. That's what we fighting for, nigga. You feel me? They gonna try to play this how they ever gonna play it. This is for the people that know what the fuck I'm talking about, because you know you know what I'm talking about. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you've been here, especially if you're new here. Man, listen. I just came back from the workshop. Listen, my heart open. The message is clear. We finna turn up this content in a different way. It's gonna be the same shit in a different way. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all.